Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here for this podcast. In this podcast, I want to talk to you about something that the good folks at Act have announced about one of their versions of Act software. So for years, there were really two versions of Act. One was called Act Pro, and it was generally a one-time price. You bought it, you owned it, and people have used this software for years, and they've never had to buy it more than one time. Generally, it's around $300. Now, you might have gotten it for a lesser price, but as a rule, and for this discussion, I'm going to say it's $300. And I've got clients that have used the same version for 5 years, hence, $60 a year, very inexpensive. So ACT announced that on June 30th of 2020, they are no longer going to sell ACT Pro. Right now, the current version of ACT Pro is version 22, and you can buy that right up until June 30th. Now, what that means is for 1 year after June 30th, they will support the software, so you can call ACT and get technical support. Myself, I support ACT software regardless of the version, but there will be fees for that support, and my fees generally are somewhere around $100 an hour on average. So having said that, I'm finding that a lot of people are really upset and sort of freaking out that this is not going to be offered anymore. Now, the new offering is something that is now subscription based. So ACT has sort of changed. They've gone to a model, which many software companies have, to a subscription based offering. And again, I've had a lot of people that are really upset about this because they feel like it's going to be too expensive. And what my experience has been is that generally you can get a subscription to ACT software, which is called ACT Premium. And ACT Premium is the one step up. ACT Premium was really designed for companies with 10 or more users, but this is what you get when you subscribe. Generally, a subscription is $300 or less per year. Now, I understand if you have multiple users how that can be an issue, but from an individual point of view, this is my thinking and this is my opinion. If you own a business and you're using ACT for a business, $300 a year, in my opinion, should be nothing. If $300 a year is not worth it to you, then I want to suggest to you that maybe you're not utilizing the software to the best of its ability. ACT is great for organizing your data, but you have this powerful tool in front of you. And you have the ability to do a lot of things with it. If you have an ACT contact, if you think about one ACT contact, whether it be a prospect or a client, and you look at that contact, hopefully for each and every contact you have a phone number and an email address. To me, the address, the physical building or home address of that contact isn't as relevant because with the phone number, you can pick up the phone and call that person. So I always advocate, if you're not making phone calls to your prospects and clients, you should be. Maybe not the prospects, let's say you have a lot of them, but your clients, absolutely positively reach out to them. You can also send an email. I'm a big advocate for people using ACT with Microsoft Outlook because of the simple fact that together they are a great tool and they can track the last time you've emailed someone. So in my mind, as I'm talking to people, trying to be nice, I feel like, wait a minute, you can't justify $300 a year. What are you doing wrong? What is it you're not doing with your software so that $300 is not an issue? Could one extra sale a year or one extra sale a month, could that easily offset it? Now, one of the things you get with the subscription, yeah, it's an annual subscription, but what I'm going to do is suggest to you and challenge you to learn more about the software and all the things you can do with it. And when I say that with all due respect, love in my heart. Please get better at ACT, because if you're better at ACT, you're going to have a better opportunity to really leverage the software to do more with it. If you're going to use it right, use it effectively, get some training. And again, my training is very inexpensive and it's easy to use, and you can go in and maybe even a combination of my online training and talking to me about what you're trying to accomplish. I can point you in the right direction of what you need to focus on and what you need to learn. Regarding the subscription, it has some decent offerings. Now, keep in mind, as I mentioned, my average consulting rate is about $100 an hour. When you are a subscriber to Act, you get free upgrades. You never have to worry about an upgrade. You also get free technical support directly from Act. Now, let me be clear on something. That technical support, it can be somewhat black and white. You have a problem. You call them. They fix the problem. It's related to Act. It's not so much that you're going to call them and they're going to offer as many opinions as I might. They're going to talk to you about a specific issue that you're having and attempt to fix it for you. That is free technical support. Sometimes you'll talk to people not in this country. That's okay. They're very nice. They do a good job. They're working hard. In addition to the free technical support, you also have access to a tool called Act Companion. Act Companion is Act's mobile app. You can use that for free. You can put it on your smartphone. You can put it on a device such as an iPad. Now that you have Act and you've got the subscription and there's other things behind the scenes that make Act a better tool for you as a business owner, as an individual, as a salesperson, there are other tools that you can connect to Act to make it work better. And in some other class or tutorial or podcast, I will go over that in a little more detail. But what I'm saying here, my friends, is this. This isn't a bad thing. This is maybe a suggestion to you to up your game a little bit and say, what can I do with this software? What is it that's going to make me a better actor? How can I become a better actor and increase my business? Don't be afraid of this. Now, having said all of that, if you have an old version of Act, it's not going to stop working. Now, let me preface that with something. There was a type of Act software that the licensing component changed. And if you have a really old version of Act and you have to change computers, or if something happens to your current computer, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to reinstall Act. So you really need to upgrade to get in, not compliance, that's the wrong word, but you want to get current so you don't run into that issue. So if you have a really old version of Act, you should definitely upgrade before June 30th. You just want to be in the best possible spot. The warranty is off, in essence, for real old versions. If it breaks, your only option is going to be to get a subscription or to stop using Act. So, having said all of that, keep in mind that even if Act for some reason stops working, in most cases your data is going to be safe. The files are still there. So if you stopped using Act today and you came back a year from now, you're most likely going to be able to access your files. But this is the thing. Don't wait until then. Up your Act game. Get some acting lessons. I offer acting lessons. Act Clever is very inexpensive online training in which you can use it to leverage your knowledge of the software to turn it into more for your business. So ladies and gentlemen, that's my 2 cents. I really want you to have a good experience with Act. That's the reason I'm doing this podcast. This is the reason I'm offering very inexpensive training. I want the community to really enjoy the software and make the most of it. Be well, my friends, and until my next podcast, thank you very much. Be well.